Good morning. Welcome to your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We have some mostly cloudy conditions currently with a little bit of cloud cover that's moved in around 9,000 feet. We're going to see that next hour or so. That should move out of the region and going to see some periods of sunshine for the late morning and early afternoon hours before we see more cloud coverage move in around 4,000 feet. Overall today, we're going to see breezy conditions, especially towards the late morning into the afternoon hours with winds looking like they'll be gusting over 25 knots, so most likely see a wind advisory for later this morning into the afternoon hours. Other than that, expecting good conditions across the region. Temperatures today mild in the mid-50s, as well as no chances of precipitation or lightning across the region today. Our sounding from this morning, freezing level at 5,400 feet, winds out of the northwest in the low levels around 30 knots, and seeing more of a southwesterly component in the mid-levels up to the upper levels, and seeing a peak wind at 63 knots at 25,000 feet out of the southwest this morning. Our current surface analysis, we have an area low pressure well off the coast, area high pressure off to our west. And seeing a little bit of cloud coverage across the region this morning. It'll continue to move off the coast. We have a weak secondary boundary that's going to be moving through the day. That's going to give us some cloud coverage around 4,000 feet for this afternoon, but overall, not going to see anything with that boundary moving through, just the cloud coverage across the region. As far as our satellite imagery goes this morning, you can see we do have that cloud coverage across the region this morning, and that'll continue to move off to the south and to the east, and we'll see more cloud coverage, as I mentioned, around 4,000 feet. They're starting to build off to our northwest, moving to the region for later this morning into the afternoon hours. So taking a look at our HERM model for today, you can see we do have a good chance of those clouds moving through for this afternoon, and seeing those more clear skies for the early overnight hours before we see the cirrus cloudiness move in for tomorrow morning. Then for Tuesday, we'll see a good amount of filtered sunshine across the region with some cirrus cloudiness across the region, then seeing a boundary or a weak cold front starting to approach the region for late Tuesday and Wednesday. Shouldn't see any precipitation with this system moving into our region, just going to see a little bit of breezier southwesterly flow out ahead of that during the late evening into the early overnight hours. A very slight chance we see a sprinkle, but most likely won't see that across the region. And for Wednesday, we'll see additional area high pressure build in across the region, giving us once again some pleasant and mild conditions across the region. And taking a look at our European model for the next few days. Here's Tuesday into Wednesday. You can see that boundary moving through, then high pressure builds in. For Tuesday, we'll see a weak warm front move through on Thursday morning, but not going to see any precipitation with that as it looks as of this time. We'll see fairly light winds, so good conditions for Thursday morning as it appears right now, with an area low pressure well off to our west over the Great Lakes. We'll see high pressure still controlling our weather pattern for Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, we're going to see a weak boundary starting to move towards the region associated with that warm front, and that's going to give us a possibility of seeing a few sprinkles for Thursday afternoon. Not going to see a lot of precipitation with this on Thursday. And for Friday, we're going to see an additional upper level disturbance moving the Ohio Valley, an area low pressure developing with that, and we'll see a good amount of rainfall moving through the region for Friday afternoon into Saturday, with some unsettled conditions throughout that time period for Friday into Saturday. And we'll see some breezy conditions once that system develops off the New England coastline for Sunday. So it looks like some unsettled conditions for Friday and Saturday, a transition day on Sunday with more breezy conditions, and that'll especially be during the morning. And then for Sunday, late afternoon and the evening hours, we'll see this high pressure build in the region, giving us some good weather for the second half of Sunday as it appears right now. So taking a look at our risk chart for today, a high of 55 degrees today, a low tonight of 30. Those breezy conditions are expected today with gusts near 28 to 29 knots out of the northwest. Then winds calm down tonight as that area high pressure builds in. We should see VFR conditions today. Just going to have those clouds around 9,000 feet this morning, then moving away from the area and seeing more cloud coverage around 4,000 feet for this afternoon. Then we'll see filtered sunshine tomorrow morning with some cirrus cloudiness around 20 and 25,000 feet. Our tides are slightly above normal. And looking at Tuesday into Wednesday, Tuesday partly to mostly cloudy, high of 50. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy and slightly breezy early. A very slight chance of a sprinkle with that front moving through, a low of 42. And for Wednesday, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 58. For the next 7 days, looking at good conditions for today, Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday looks like a good day as well, with that 20% chance of a PM sprinkle or rain shower. Then Friday and Saturday, as I mentioned, unsettled conditions across the region with good chances of rainfall for both Friday and Saturday morning. Throughout the day on Friday, especially during the afternoon hours, I should say, and then Saturday morning. And then Sunday looks like, as I mentioned, a transition day with that area of low pressure moving away from the area, breezing conditions, cooler weather as well. But we're going to see above average temperatures from today through Saturday, well above average on Friday, with highs along the coast in the lower 60s. Looks like on Friday could see temperatures in the upper 60s near 70 inland away from the coast, so well above average for the latter portion of this work week. And as I mentioned, should see temperatures starting to come back towards average once they move in the second half of the weekend. But overall, expecting those above average temperatures across the region for the next several days. Well, that's going to complete our 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Hope everybody has a great day today. And we'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:15 at 10 a.m.